Welcome everybody back to the Buds Podcast, episode 17. We are now, I think the draft ended a couple hours ago. We are now here on Friday morning, and we are going to do kind of a little recap of the MLB draft for you, talk about some news in the MLB. We actually got a lot of news that's happened since Monday's video. We obviously didn't talk about news on Monday's video, but even on A&M we had some news that we talked about. But a lot has happened on Wednesday afternoon and then Thursday. So we got about, I think we're talking about almost all the major sports in this episode. So it's going to be pretty eventful for you guys. But we're going to start off with the MLB draft and kind of go over what happened in our mock draft.
Let me start out with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joe, you can go ahead.
So, we are good at mock drafts. Trust me, okay? This NBA one, I'm guaranteeing we will get 15 out of 30. We are going to do research.
You have a lot of depth on that
researching
chip.
for hours.
That's the draft that has the most trades. So I don't know about all
Yeah,
that.
the NBA draft has the most trades. So the
10 out of
NBA
30,
draft,
10
we
out of
can
30.
mess up the most.
10 out of 30.
That's still a lot of depth on the chip.
Well, okay. We're gonna do better.
But so I think our official MLB total was about 4 for 29. I think we had.
No, we were 6 or 7.
No,
No,
we're not
but
counting
that
the
was with the-
composition picks.
Oh,
We aren't counting those. I know we
I
talked
think
about
it was actually 5.
but the true total, I think we're at like 4 or 5.
Or
The
it
thing
doesn't
is, it's
matter
not
'cause it's so low.
It's not our fault. It was the Orioles' fault. So
Okay,
The
it was
Orioles
the
and the
Orioles,
Marlins
and then it
ruined
was-
it from the
It
start.
was who drafted Max Meyer with the? It was the Marlins.
Marlins.
The Marlins. We had Max Meyer going at least 8.
I mean, I was looking at the mock draft. I knew we had it to like set in order. Like we had like just the best players going off the board then, and that's not how like mock drafts go.
if I may say, my mock did a little bit better. It probably had at least 10 to 12. But anyway,
Aw. That's
Yeah.
cap.
well,
We're not the best at mock drafts. So.
Something I did want to point out: we were right about the first pick, but a lot of guys did
gosh, I
fall.
was hoping we would.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hope to God we were right about that first pick, but
Yeah.
a lot of guys did fall. Like Nick's guy, Austin Martin, he fell at least 3 or 4 picks. I think officially he fell to
And
the 5th
Pete
pick.
Crow.
Yeah, he fell to the 5th pick, and another big faller was
Pete Crow Armstrong.
Who?
Pete Crow Armstrong to the Mets. He was supposed to go like top 15, at least in our mock draft, and he went 19th.
But no,
Yeah,
that was
we
a
had like
big
16.
faller. I was gonna say
No, he went 19 to the Mets.
No, and we picked him to go 16.
yeah, we picked him.
It was a drop. It was a
No,
drop.
but I was gonna say Garrett. What was it? Garrett Mitchell? Correct?
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Yeah.
that wasn't our fault either. It's just people being scared.
Yeah. People were
Wait,
scared about which
we have him
didn't
higher?
know. People were scared about his diabetes.
No, I knew he had it. I just didn't know it was like a big issue.
Yeah, I didn't know. It
Was that
big of
actually
an
the
issue.
reason though?
Probably not.
Or
Probably.
was it just because my guy couldn't ball?
I don't understand what's that bad about having diabetes. I mean, I know it's an issue, I guess, but like
It's
I
a
don't think it
scare to
should be-
draft, I feel like.
I don't think it should be. You should be scared to draft though because of it.
Yeah, because
It doesn't make much sense.
there's a lot of professional sports players that have diabetes, and they play, and they're great players.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta take your insulin or whatever, your shots and everything.
Yeah.
You might have to take it during the game, but I mean, I don't feel like that's much of an issue. That's why you have medical staff on hand.
I mean,
they
definitely the Blue Jays got the steal on that.
Yeah.
Like,
the
in,
Blue
in,
Jays-
in that first round, he should not have been there.
no, the Blue Jays, and then who drafted Garrett Mitchell? More, I feel like you know off the top.
I
of
have
your
no
head.
idea.
You
I think
know?
the Rockies.
No, the Rockies got Bean.
Yeah, Rockies had a steal in Bean. He's gonna play amazing.
Oh yeah,
there.
Mitchell dropped to 20 to the Brewers.
Yeah, so I feel like they definitely got a steal there because we had Mitchell going early team.
We had him going Texas.
Yeah.
I had also heard that the reason why Martin fell too was not only because they didn't know what position he was, but teams also didn't want to deal with Scott Boras. He's represented by Scott Boras.
Is Scott Boras his agent?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean,
But
I don't
isn't he
care
like
about
the agent of like half the MLB?
Yes. Yes.
So I mean, you're really gonna if if you're not drafting a guy because of that, then you might as well not sign.
He's also the agent of Fulkerson.
I mean, all I'm saying is, it's a Rip Hancock to the Blue Jays. That was a.
I mean, it's they got Austin Martin.
That's fact.
I mean, they got Austin Martin. They got the better guy out of the.
They probably got the best value pick.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, wasn't there some more MLB news that we were going to touch on? I thought there was more that came out. If not, we can move right on to the next topic here, which is...
Wait, we got to talk about round 3, the 88th pick.
I was just about to say...
Chicago Cubs. I knew.
I meant the number 88.
Oh, my God.
You know what? He's my guy, too.
Hey, I saw Cubs fans praising the pick, saying they think he's only going to take 2 years.
See,
they said they don't have an outfielder that will compete with him in the system.
I
don't think that they do either.
I never thought I'd see Mort type out 3 words in my life. Ever since the Cubs won the World Series a couple years ago. And I sang this song to him after the Cubs
he said,
won.
"Go Cubs, go!
Go Cubs, go!"
All I know is I'm getting a jersey.
Go.
I'm getting a jersey. I might get a shirt that says that. I don't know.
Hey Chicago, what do you say?
Wait, isn't
Cubs
he Canadian?
are gonna win today.
Yeah.
Didn't they say?
Let me tell you, I was in Meyer when I saw that message come through, and a smile came across my face bigger than you could ever imagine.
I didn't expect it though. It caught me so off guard. I was just laying there, and it was just a bunch of randoms I never even heard of. I was like, gosh, like maybe he's gonna fall, keep falling, and then out of nowhere I heard it. I was like, what? And I jumped up and I was like, whoa. I mean, I was expecting it around then, but it was like feeling like it wasn't gonna happen because a bunch of randoms kept coming out of nowhere.
Was there any other big draft?
Should we talk about how the Jays got Zach Britton?
Yeah, I saw.
Is Zach? Hello?
They got an outfielder.
They
named
drafted Zach Britton. The better Zach Britton.
Yeah, in the 5th round, they got Zach Britton from Louisville. He's
interesting.
I'm just happy that Mr. Al is getting back at Arizona State for the basketball situation and taking 3 of their players.
Oh wait! What you mean? You mean Joshua Christopher, the best?
He took their starting first baseman and third baseman and their incoming third baseman.
Not even just Detroit, but there were like hella guys from Arizona State that got drafted.
Yeah, their second baseman and like a pitcher or someone too.
And I just want to point this out. I know obviously it's biased, but I feel like the Tigers had a pretty good draft.
Oh, they're top 5.
Yeah,
top
I'm
3 probably.
I don't want to come off.
That's not even biased.
I
saw a lot of people saying it.
I feel like Tigers and Toronto had some of the best drafts.
I mean, when you have the first pick of each round, it's like
but
you know, like
when you have a good chance to mess it up too, though.
Especially like the Orioles, how they messed it up and took Houston, however you say his last name,
like,
with the second overall pick.
I mean, the first and second round, usually the person who has the first pick wins it, like low key.
Not with the composition picks and both between.
But they got a guy who we projected to go in the first round.
I don't know how, but
Dingler, right?
There were people saying that the Jays had the best pick in the first round.
100%.
Maybe given what they had, sure.
Like some people were saying, Austin Martin's gonna be a better hitter than Torkelson.
I think the only thing that you're gonna struggle with Austin Martin is, like Mort said, is that they don't know where he's gonna play. So if he's gonna play at a position, they gotta keep him there.
I'm assuming he's going center field.
Well, yeah, but he's a versatile defender, so it's like.
But I also saw Dingler might not stay at catcher.
The infield's set for the.
Where are they moving him? Are they?
I saw that. I had heard MLB Network say he played center field his first 2 years at Ohio State and just started playing catcher this year.
We could use that.
Playing first?
We could use that outfield.
They drafted him at third base, but I'd assume they keep him at first, especially since they took the third baseman from Arizona State too.
I mean, low key, Dingler in the outfield.
I mean, it was set up perfectly. The guy can't hit though. It was set up perfectly for them to get Blaze Jordan. Unfortunately, the Red Sox took him, but that would have been magical.
I mean, was there any really other big things that happened in the draft? I think it was
Not really.
I
A lot of
other than that first round that kind of messed up everyone's mock drafts. Those first probably 10 picks.
Yeah, everyone did bad in their
well,
mocks.
yeah,
A lot of sleepers fell.
that's
a
another
lot.
thing. Like, I'm not that mad that it was that bad because like so many other people did bad. I don't think anyone really did
picks
that
in. Yeah, three picks in. Jeff Passan tweeted, "Well, there goes my mock draft." So
No, he said there goes everyone mock draft.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Heston.
No one had Heston going number 2. Guaranteed.
And hold on, I'm just gonna grab something. I know Mort will like this, but let me grab something real quick.
Oh gosh.
Aw.
Oh my!
I should have gotten my shirt.
I think we have to move on to the next topic.
I have a World Series shirt from them actually that I got for $5. I should have worn it. I didn't even think about it.
That's exposure.
This is the first time in Bud's podcast history that I've worn a different hat other than my black Nike hat.
I also have a Chris Bryant shirt.
There's gonna be a first for a lot of things on this channel.
Okay, so moving on, the NBA has come out with some more news, and I feel like me and Mort kind of broke this news before it was news on Wednesday.
Oh yeah. My mind was busy leading into that.
I mean, we broke news for the NBA for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I feel like before it's come out, but they officially announced that rosters will possibly be expanding from 15 to 17.
Yeah.
15 on
that's so huge. I know that doesn't sound that big, but like.
Oh no, it's big. It's definitely
having 2 extra players like from like your G League roster that like can really do a big thing on the bench and like when your starters are tired.
It's also for Jamal and J.R. Smith though, like they said.
Oh yeah, that will definitely that will play into your factor of J.R.
I've been telling you, J.R.'s coming.
They'll definitely be on the Lakers now. I mean, that gives them roster.
And then they start tweeting about Cousins the past few days. Like, I told you guys this.
Everyone knew that, apparently, according to one of our Twitter replies.
Wait, I gotta go look. I didn't know.
Apparently anyone with a brain knew that.
Well, nobody else was saying it until I said it on A&M, so I don't know who these people with the brains are.
Something I do want to – I don't know if they've touched on this, but so say because they're saying that a lot of players are not going to be going to Orlando, that they're going to choose to sit out of this because they don't want to be in that bubble or they don't want to go play with the situation that's going on in the United States right now with the riots and everything like that.
Yeah, cool. They can sit at home.
No, but
I saw somebody tell no, Garrett Temple was the one that said they needed to play. Somebody said they didn't need to play. And people were responding to his tweet saying, bring back Iman Shumpert. We'll take him over you. I don't know who it was.
No, but I was going to say, if they choose to sit at home, will their roster spot open?
I would assume so, yeah.
I mean, it should.
Yeah, but I don't think any really going to stay home because.
Well, no, I heard a lot of the Clippers are talking about possibly staying home because they don't want to play.
Why probably would you would act like it's the bench?
I mean, then you have to forfeit.
Oh,
you
and
play it out. Whoever wants to be there for the team is going to be there.
I mean, yeah, it's true, and
wait,
that's just gonna make you look like really stupid. If, like,
I answered my own question by looking at what was his tweet. Players declining against participating in Orlando could be replaced by a substitution player.
Yeah.
NBA plans to allow replacement players who test positive for COVID-19 or suffer injuries replaced by players becoming eligible for the rest of the 2019.
That's the thing. I think I saw somebody retweet and said, and people were responding saying Shumpert's replacing you. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, because I know for a fact there are some guys that play in the G League that would be more than excited to have a chance to play in the NBA playoffs.
Or even, I mean, I feel like a lot of
these guys are ready to play.
I feel like they're
not joking around.
I feel like a lot of veterans will like the opportunity too. And honestly, I would take the veterans, especially in a playoff situation.
That's why they want Jamal.
I would take the veterans over the G League players unless they've been in the G League for a decent amount of time.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying there's definitely going to be some G League players that are going to get an opportunity.
Oh, probably. Now that the roster is expanding.
Because, I mean, obviously no one wants to see it happen, but, like, I feel like just a key player on a team is going to test like positive for the virus, and they're not gonna have anything to do about it. They gotta wait till they test negative for it, and then they can't do anything for.
Well, also keep in mind that So 22 teams, correct, are going to Orlando. Am I correct there?
Yeah.
So 22 times 2 players. That means 44 new players will be down in Orlando because these teams each have to have 2 extra roster spots now. So you're going to see 44 veterans / G League players coming up that you've never seen play possibly, or
I think
that
this
you
is a
haven't
great
seen play in a
opportunity
while.
for them, and personally, I like that because I think these players should. I mean, they're all given the opportunity, yeah, but
I feel like the best ones are up as it is anyway, so it's not gonna make like you're not gonna see something crazy going on.
But honestly, you could see
you'll see coaches on Tatakumpo.
We said on Wednesday on A&M. Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn. They were picked up in the last week of the season last year by Miami, and then they had amazing seasons this year. You could see guys like that get picked up and then play amazingly in these playoffs and play on the world's biggest stage. Like
exactly,
they're playing with all eyes on them at this point. So you could see them do amazing. You could see guys like that had almost an off season to train. But like maybe they can prove themselves now on the world's biggest stage.
Not everybody's gonna be like Duncan and Caruso though, so it's gonna be.
Yeah. But there's definitely gonna be a couple who just start shining because they've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, they've probably been practicing during the
exactly. And teams probably have they're probably making them decide if they're gonna come or if they're gonna stay home, and they're probably, making these players practice in the facilities because they probably already know who's gonna sit out or have an idea.
Wait, can teams that are not going to Orlando, can they get rid of a players and other teams can sign them?
See, that's what I think is a dicey situation. I don't think teams that are non-playoff can release players.
I just don't know. I want to know why in the world does news keep coming out that the Lakers, Bucks, and Sixers are looking at Bradley Beal? How in the world does that affect basketball right now? Because they can't.
I don't know. Yeah, trade deadline's passed.
It's getting broke.
Where are they fitting this money?
Yeah, who are they trading?
I know,
whole bench.
Well,
I've seen this. I've seen that account that tweets everything Woj does. It's been tweeting that thing every day for the past 2 weeks. It seems like they can't.
Maybe they're just spamming it.
Trade anyone.
Yeah, I feel like no trade talks are going on right now, really.
Because they can't.
No, you can't.
No. Yeah, no, I know, but teams still discuss for next season or for the off season. Some of the teams that are out of the playoffs, they start negotiating that stuff now. But I feel like none of that's really happening right now due to all of everything that's happening. I feel like they're just waiting for that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was saying if the Hawks were to get rid of Vince Carter, then low-key the Raptors pick him up and give him a proper farewell.
Yeah, I feel like
that'd be fire. But
no disrespect to Vince, but that wouldn't make a big difference. But I feel like there's some players that if they got dropped, maybe they have to make a rule where I don't know. What rule could you make so you can't drop overpowered players
I think there's the rule in place that teams that are non-playoff can't release players because that would just
make
it
the exception for Vince.
Yeah, you got to make the exception for Vince. I feel like he didn't even know when his last game was. That's horrible.
No, they knew. They knew that. Well, in the film, they knew he was accepting. He was like, okay, this is basically my last game because they were Knicks were letting him take shots.
He didn't know it was his last game. He
had a hunch. Everyone had a hunch. That was the last NBA game we saw. But honestly, it was kind of fitting when you think about it. That was the last NBA game we saw on TV. That was the last sporting event we saw on TV. The four major sports. That was the last.
Whoa.
I enjoyed watching the match.
NASCAR is a sport.
I enjoyed watching the match part 2 with Peyton Manning and Phil Mickelson.
So did I.
Tom Brady and Tiger.
I'm saying of you know what I'm saying. I'm saying of the 4 major sports, that's nothing could have been more fitting than to have Vince Carter that being his last game. So I feel like in a way it was sad that was his last game, but it was almost good. But Woj tweeted out that the NBA is going to have a slightly earlier starting time with July 30th, even though they were supposed to start July 31st. So I don't
So
understand.
a day earlier.
Yeah, I don't understand what the significance of that is.
Hey, that works. Whatever works.
Is July 30th a Sunday? I feel like they want to start on a Sunday, or Sunday or Thursday, or like Friday. I don't.
July 30th is a Thursday. They were supposed. July 31st was a Friday. So
well, actually, I feel like they always start on a Thursday. Like they start the season on a Thursday, right? Usually.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Maybe it's
just the middle of the week.
Day to work with in case something happens.
Maybe, I guess.
I mean, I really hope this scenario works and doesn't negatively like. I mean, thing is like with like the testing and stuff, like even if like, I mean, even if they're very careful, like it's still very possible for someone to get the virus and spread it inside there. But I don't think that'll happen. But it might, you know.
And then another team, probably the most the fastest league we're going to see come back, which was the most quiet league, and we haven't even talked about them.
Aussie rules football?
What?
Aussie rules football?
No.
No.
The MLS. We're talking American sports here. Right now. But the MLS is returning, if I got it right here, they are returning July 8th in Florida at the ESPN Worldwide Sports Complex.
They could have been playing right now and nobody would have had any idea. So
exactly.
But they're going to be playing at the same spot as the NBA. And Nick, what were you saying earlier about some of the stuff that they're going to have down there about the testing wise?
Oh, so give them a chance to make the NBA players sick when nobody cares about soccer. So you're going to make the NBA players have a chance.
No, actually the MLS is taking more precautions than the NBA. A lot more.
And the MLS is like one of the most watched one of the most watched.
You don't want to say that to me because I'll say something that will get us taken down. So I'll just
watch it.
No, but at the same time, I mean, you're gonna have. I'll probably watch a couple MLS games when it comes back, just for the fun of it. Like, they're gonna be the first American sport to come back. So, like, except NASCAR, obviously, but they're gonna be one of the first American sports to come back. So,
they came out with a bunch of stuff about the MLM.
Yeah,
that you could watch on MLS channel.
No, and they have a tournament that they're gonna come back with. So they're coming.
Damn, the MLS is firing.
They're making it like a World Cup type thing.
Because they have Group A, which is from the Eastern Conference. Group B,
you heard that 24 World Cup.
Group C, Eastern Conference. Group D, Western Conference.
Yeah,
Group E,
I
Eastern
forgot
Conference,
that exists. So.
And Group.
Don't sleep on that MLS.
So yeah, I think they're trying to implement a good system here, and I like it honestly.
I know I said it's one of the most actually I think I'm false about that.
Everyone's roasting the MLS, but everyone's gonna watch it. It's the only sport on.
I don't think is the MLS like a highly watched? I looked up.
In other places, yes.
Maybe in America, somewhat.
Not even in America.
I mean,
I was just about to say. I feel like it's like.
Soccer
MLS
is a British.
TV,
MLS
TV
is like,
okay, I'm told MLS TV ratings slumped 19% during regular season. So they're doing all this for just 20 people to watch.
I've never watched the MLS game in my life.
I've never watched one either because they're really never on. They're never on ESPN or anything.
Number one, if I'm gonna watch it, I'm turning on the Italian channel and I'm watching Ronaldo and people like that. I'm watching people who I actually know. I don't know one person in the MLS.
Well, I mean, I think they're trying to pull a couple.
Ibrahimovic was in the MLS.
Who?
I mean,
he's from Sweden.
Exactly.
I don't know. I know he's big.
I mean, I want to watch Ronaldo, the people on the Italian league or whatever. Like that pops more, like the European league.
Okay.
So then the league that is starting soon after that is going to be the NHL will return to play on July 10th, so 2 days after the MLS. So you're gonna have two sports that are not watched as much. You're gonna give them about 2 weeks to be on center stage, which is really smart by them.
Very big for the NHL. I mean, they could definitely be highly watched. It's just there's so many other sports going on that no one wants to watch them as much. But now that they're one of the only, because there's 4 major sports, and that's one of them, and they're gonna be the only major sport going on at that time.
No, wake me up when they start throwing the squids on the ice. That's all I care about.
They're not
well,
playing.
that
They
team's
suck.
dead last.
Oh, well, let's see.
Well, the MLS and
What,
especially
they only
the
did that for the
MLS
Red
and-
Wings?
What?
Yeah, they only throw octopus on the ice for Red Wings games.
Yeah, that's and
Yeah,
Red
That's the
Wings
only
aren't.
for the Red Wings.
I thought it was-
The hockey fans don't just throw random octopus
Yeah.
on the
I mean,
ice.
you never
And
know.
more, it's because the octopus is the Red Wings mascot, kind of.
Yeah, but
I
they
don't
do like fresh octopus, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They get. Yeah, I don't understand how they even sneak it in the stadium because it's like frowned upon.
Hey, in Nashville, they throw catfish on the ice and they tape it to their stomachs.
Huh?
Yeah, it's basically like beer bellies. If you get a good beer belly, you can tape it onto your stomach.
Okay.
I'm with a child.
Basically, what I was saying is that the MLS and NHL are doing what the MLB should have done, and they're taking initiative to start early so they can grow their fan base.
Yeah, but the NBA doesn't need to grow their fan base because
I didn't say NBA. I said MLB.
MLB.
I'm very sorry,
Joe, you need to open up your ears.
I
You're
thought you
having
said-
a rough night tonight.
I thought you said NBA.
You're having a rough night tonight.
And even with MLB,
I mean, right now Joe looks like goddamn Darth Vader, half in the
that's what
dark,
I'm
half
saying.
in the
that's
light.
because I am turning. Okay, that's because I was about to make a horrible joke that would have got us canceled.
See, the thing is,
I
with,
lost
like, I'm hyped for the NHL. I don't care about soccer. I've said it.
Fuck soccer.
My bowel movements are have more action than the MLS. So
I
don't
would
care.
pay more attention to them for you.
Thank you, thank you, Doctor Moore.
Can't
And
just-
so here's another thing that Nick brought up earlier.
Canceled.
This is about the NBA. We're hopping back to them for a second. But so after the second round of the playoffs, it will be a maximum of 67 days, and 4 teams will be left on the Disney campus after that. So 67 days after the season starts, there will only be 4 teams left. And the conference finals will be a maximum of 82 days. Like, that's how long they want to take to get to the conference finals.
I thought you said it's gonna last 82 days.
I was about to say what?
It's gonna be lit.
No, so they want to they have timetables set. Like, they want to get through this like as efficiently as they can.
Just need some sport back.
Honestly,
I mean, it seems like we're going to do the MLS and NHL back first. So
Woohoo!
that's very promising.
Get to watch some
I mean-
football.
Can't wait to watch
Something,
the
right?
ball for 90 minutes and have the time go up even more.
And then there's 0, then there's 0-0, and then they ended a draw, which is the most un-American thing. Those communists.
Okay, so now we're going to move into a topic that I think Joe just needs to mute his mic for.
what?
So the NFL and NASCAR over the past week have had some, controversial news in it. So that's why I think, yep, there you go, Joe.
I'll talk about NASCAR.
What did you say,
'cause
Ben?
I'll talk about NASCAR part.
So the basically the NFL, the players released a video, I want to say early this week, where majority of the players were basically Joe.
Oh, he turned off his
entire camera for this segment, but they basically
Statements.
released a video saying how they think Black Lives Matter, and it was a majority black players that participated in the video.
It was actually led by Jamal Adams.
Yeah, so that's good for you, Joe. But apparently, what happened,
Isn't it trash?
which I think is
Yeah.
kind of ironic, is as soon as the NFL figured out Pat Mahomes was in the video, apparently they rushed to get Roger Goodell to send out a video because they were so pressured after they figured out the MVP of the league and one of the rising stars in the league had been a part of that video. They were so pressured to make that he didn't even have time to.
Was Lamar Jackson in it too?
I think Lamar was, yeah. So
yeah.
the NFL was pressured into basically making a video just because Pat Mahomes and Lamar were in that video, which I think is crazy to even think about. And then soon after,
they should have
and
said
on
something.
On Thursday, the NFL pledged to they pledged to donate $250 million over 10 years. So to the to combat systematic racism. So
Very nice.
I feel like they were kind of pressured into these things. But
Well, yeah,
it's
100%.
still
I
good.
mean,
it's still
I
good.
think that they were
As an-
pressured in by
as
the
an
players.
organization like that, you have to do something like that because the NFL is most predominantly black
Black.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I saw a stat.
and they have to do something like that. Why
No,
are you doing
I
that?
heard a stat
I'm saying a fact. Like, I don't know
I heard
what
a
they're
stat
doing.
on
And
First
and
Take,
it's
and they were saying
racist.
70% of the league is African American.
Yeah, and
So
they, yeah, like you said, they felt pressured to do something because most of their league is.
which is kind of sad. I mean, you would think that they would be ahead of the curve and be
I mean,
posting
yeah.
like a not an apology, but a statement before the players had to, and the fact that they had to rush
Yeah,
to
of
make a
course not.
statement after the
Yeah, I
fact
mean
was
they didn't
kind
have
of
any intentions to do it, but when
yeah.
they saw I mean, I think people
Yeah,
can
but
say the
face of
best
the
player
league.
in the league is Patrick Mahomes, and
that's the worst part, that they had no intention to do it.
they're probably the biggest player in their league.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes coming out and saying and being in that statement in that video by the players, they had to do something.
Rumor has it Roger Goodell was asleep in his recliner with a jar of M&Ms on his lap when they.
He probably was.
That's
So
why he recorded it in his basement.
And this is another reason why Roger Goodell should not be the commissioner.
Like, I'll
And
give Roger
then-
Goodell credit. He has a tough job as commissioner. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he
will
gets shit on
never
constantly. He
appease
gets shit on
everybody.
constantly. Oh
He
no,
will
I mean,
never appease anybody, and that's the thing.
He knows
Like,
he's accepted, and he accepts it and trolls.
yeah,
Or
but
did I say accepted? I meant he knows
I
he's
mean,
capable.
that's every commissioner, in every
that's every
sport.
commissioner. Everybody hates the commissioner in every sport.
no, everybody likes Adam Silver.
Not Adam
honestly.
Silver.
I mean-
Or
my
not
man,
Adam
like I
Silver.
said, every time my man does something good, his head gets shinier.
Yeah, everyone loves Adam Silver. He's one of the most favored commissioners in all of sports, I think, because he does the
Well,
most
yeah.
for his league.
because there's like the least amount of I want to say the least amount of controversy in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, in this sort of like it's the commissioner's fault. Like during the NBA draft, he doesn't get booed because people
no.
like him.
Okay, but so moving on to NASCAR here for Ben. I think it was Wednesday. So on Tuesday, Bubba Wallace, he's the only African American NASCAR driver, and I think on all levels currently, or maybe not on all levels. but maybe
He's the only one full time in the
Series.
Cup Series.
Yeah, he's the only
I think
one
there
in the Cup Series.
I think there's a few in the Xfinity and Truck Series.
But he made a statement to CNN saying how he thinks the Confederate flag should be banned for NASCAR
100%.
races. And less than 24 hours after that statement, NASCAR officially banned all Confederate flags from venues that they're racing at and all associations
Yeah.
of the Confederate
Yeah.
flag.
I saw
Yeah, it
that.
should have been done a while ago.
But the thing was that some tracks had a ban on the Confederate flag before then, and
Yeah.
a lot of tracks frowned upon people bringing the Confederate flag inside of the racetrack.
So, I mean, it definitely should have been something that is done.
I'm surprised it
understand
took
where
this long, but
some people are going to get angry about it, but I mean, and like I heard someone say on First Take, people are still going to do it. Police aren't going to really stop it. I mean, it's going to
Yeah.
be kind of just one of those unspoken bans, like,
Why
hey,
would they even take it to NASCAR races anyway? What's the point?
yeah. I
because
mean,
they're
the
all
thing
from
is,
the South.
NASCAR.
Yeah, they're all from the South.
NASCAR has
usually.
the bad, like, I'm a NASCAR fan, but NASCAR has like the bad, what's the word? Stereotype of everybody being a dumb redneck
Well,
and a racist.
Well, no,
That
And
was
there's a
that's
lot
very true.
dumb old white redneck. That's mostly what it is.
well, no,
And there's a
see,
lot of them.
Paul Feinbaum, he used to be a NASCAR reporter, apparently from I heard this on First Take.
What?
Yeah, he used to be
Really?
he used to be a NASCAR reporter in the 80s and 90s, and he said that he even like it was easy to tell that in the 80s and 90s still that the NASCAR was basically discriminated, that it was, hey, only whites can come to our races. Like that's basically what it was like back then. And he said he's loved how even now that those kids that have taken over for their parents, their grandparents, have changed the culture and have really progressed NASCAR into the
Well, NASCAR as a company, like the company of NASCAR, not like the sport and the fans. The company of NASCAR has a very diverse,
yeah,
as
now
they're
they
like
do.
they're one of the most diverse sports, like in the higher up positions, not just
They
the
didn't
drivers.
used to be.
They didn't used to
They
be.
only started becoming that in the mid to late 2000s.
Yeah. And the
But-
thing is, with the Confederate flag, is people will say that it symbolizes Southern pride and it symbolizes their heritage. But if you look back at it, imagine, like, I really feel bad for African Americans in the South when they look at the Confederate flag, because I mean, the Confederate flag was made because they broke off from the United States because the main reason was because of slavery.
Yeah.
I mean, I would feel horrible if I looked at a flag and it was the definition of my people's troubled past.
I mean, I'm against it completely in the meaning of it and everything. So it's a symbol of hate, and
but
again,
the thing is,
you don't want to erase history. It was history. It's part of U.S. history. You don't want to get rid of history. But when you look at the roots of it, it was a symbolization of hate towards a certain group of people.
And another thing with like these sports, you got to make people happy.
You gotta make your fans happy.
You gotta make your fans happy. Like I said, they didn't want to do it till this guy spoke out. I mean,
they were looking about doing it, but I think this was the tipping point in them actually like putting the ban on. And the thing with the Confederate flag is people say it's pride, but I do believe that some people, when Southerners look at the Confederate flag that are not racist, they do see their tradition and their heritage. And I mean, I can see that argument to an extent, and people don't like when the people from the North, mostly anywhere but the South, calls them racist and, homophobic and all that. But it's not giving a good image when the main flag of the KKK, basically the biggest racist organization in the United States, their main flag is the Confederate flag. It doesn't give you a good look from the get-go.
It's not good whatsoever, and I feel like it was a good choice by NASCAR to kind of ban it, and I feel like you'll see that throughout if I feel like even though you don't see it in other sports, I feel like other sports will kind of say, hey, we don't want to see this. So.
Well, yeah, but it's not really a thing in other sports.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But still, you might hear statements coming out about it.
I kind of feel like other sports, like flags aren't allowed. I feel like in the NFL, flags aren't allowed.
That's why I don't get why are you just pulling up with a flag anyway?
Well, I've seen especially more international, like the NHL. People will travel to the United States to see their favorite hockey player from their country or their town play, and they might bring like a Swedish flag or something like that, or a Canadian flag, a little less. But
so I think we can move on here from the controversy to one of our favorite sports here. We haven't talked about it, and I think we talked about it on Monday after we recorded that. We haven't talked about this sport in almost 2 weeks from the time.
Yeah, but it was due to not talk about it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was due.
I relied on every single video.
We even said we were taking a break from it because we had been pushing it out a lot for you guys.
And you guys didn't want to hear that much stuff about it.
We felt like it was too overwhelming. So I feel like we got a lot to talk about. The KBO.
I'm looking at
our favorite league right now. And a lot has changed. Talking about that, it's now raining.
Fernandez has fallen off.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't fallen off completely. He's still second in the batting average, but he's still not doing as good as he was.
5 home runs.
Your father, Roberto Ramos, is leading in home runs right now, Joe.
Yeah. Okay. Where did we get this from?
He looks just like that's your father.
Facts.
I don't look like him.
You guys are twins.
That's your father.
I don't look like
him.
Okay,
wait a minute. We're roasting Jose Fernandez when he has over 400 average.
Well, no, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know why
he has a good average, but look at Preston Tucker, number 1 in RBIs, number 4 in home runs, and he has a 333 average.
He's
look at your father, Roberto. He's 4th in average and number 1 in home runs.
He's on roids too.
He's 3rd in RBIs.
He's in the top 5 for each category.
I mean, your father might be MVP here.
Okay, we say my father one more time, I swear.
I mean, it's maybe your uncle or something, man.
I mean,
shut the fuck up.
He's definitely related.
I mean, I'm looking at this, and Chang Moo Koo is still goated with the pitching.
We're looking at pictures now. Okay.
I mean, no. I was just saying that you could look at the.
No,
He's
you're
been
right, though.
doing that.
Changmo
He's
Koo,
still
he's
doing it.
definitely he has 5 wins. He has a .66 ERA. He's still doing amazingly, and I think we need to address the fall off of one of Mort's early season picks.
Dixon
He
Machado.
was
'Cause
never really on, to be
he-
honest.
No one
he was
had
never
him.
on. He was never on.
No, we're talking about Warwick Supple.
Oh,
He currently has a 4.11 ERA. He's 2
yeah,
and
life
4.
comes at you fast, dog.
He's 2 and 4. He's not what he used to be at the beginning of the season. So, I mean, he's definitely a big fall off there. And
Definitely my MVP race. Obviously, it goes Roberto, Preston Tucker, then Fernandez.
no, my MVP race right now is Roberto. I sad to say it, but Roberto, Preston Tucker, and then hold on.
Wait, you don't have Jose Fernandez in your top?
Okay, there's actually someone that nobody ever talks about. This Jin Sung Kang.
Are you leading in averages right now?
Yeah,
What's
But-
his average?
he's batting .451. He has 8 home runs, 31 RBIs. But I don't think we've ever talked about it.
Well, no, I think he has emerged the last 2 weeks. We
Yeah.
haven't talked about
No, but
KBO.
he was like in the top 5 average before. But now he's top 5 in home runs and he's top 5 in RBIs too.
I'm gonna mention in my top 3 MVP voting right now, Changmo Koo as a pitcher winning MVP because
Whoa! You got way too much dip on the chip there.
no, you never see these type of numbers. .66 ERA, 5 wins, like.
And
It's
for
how many-
definitely,
doesn't say how many
but
strikeouts he has, but
He has 44.
I mean,
44. Okay.
and especially in a league where it looks very easy to hit.
yeah. it's
I mean,
definitely very-
I don't know if the ball's 2 times bigger or something like that, but I swear all these guys' averages are juice. No one's under a 200 average, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
where
I mean, all I'm saying is Chang Mo Koo in a few years will be in the MLB.
Oh, he better be by next year at least. I hope. By next year, if he's not in the MLB,
The
we're
dip is
protesting.
now overflowing onto the plate.
There is no plate. It's just in my lap.
I mean, I think
Whoa.
Preston Tucker should go back to the MLB. He's good enough.
No, he won't succeed in the MLB. I don't think.
I mean,
feel like
he could be a 230 average player in the MLB. Average, 240, 250.
His average is 333, which is
And his
bad
brother
in this
got
league
drafted.
apparently.
He's good to go.
I mean, yeah, you could
Oh, it was
see him
other
possibly
guys.
going back.
Let's talk about those standings, though. Did that change at all?
Yes, it did
Yeah.
a lot.
I was about to say, I didn't think the NC Dinos were on top.
No, they were.
They've been for
They've been
Really?
the best team in the
long.
league. Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
or I mixed up the Doosan Bears and the NC Dinos. I don't know who
How
likes who.
could you?
No, but Doosan did move back up to second. They had a couple good games against NC Dino the past couple days. And
Yeah.
something that I haven't shared, and I want the floor for this. I woke up at about 8 a.m. It was a couple days ago. I want to say Wednesday morning when the Doosan Bears were playing the NC Dino. I was still half asleep, but I was able to catch probably one of the greatest things I've ever heard on a KBO broadcast. I don't know who
I
said it.
can't imagine how easy that was to find.
I don't know who said it, but I wrote this when I was half asleep because I was I don't want to forget this for the podcast on Friday. They said, could this be the Doosan Bears quote unquote last dance run?
What?
They've won 3 of the past 5 championships, and they have 9 free agents at the end of this year.
Oh,
Could
did
they be making the run for their quote unquote last dance?
GG.
Wait. So are we gonna see a future documentary?
That's what I'm saying. No, the guys even said, they said, do the
Yo.
Doosan Bears have a camera crew following them around? Because I sure hope they do. And I mean, just hearing that, I was like, that's so funny.
I knew I saw greatness in that team.
Yeah, because I mean, they were spilling out the facts. They were 3 out of the 5 last championships, which was close to what the Bulls did there. And then they have 9 free agents at the end of this year. You can't set up for a more perfect
Yes.
final season.
So
And I
like,
would have to guess that nobody on their team has a drinking problem, so they should be good.
I knew that was.
Yeah, so
But-
it
So are we gonna call
it
Jose
should actually
Fernandez?
be decently fun to watch.
I think we have to say Jose Fernandez is their Michael Jordan.
Yeah, is he the Michael Jordan?
I mean,
Hope it doesn't fall in love with the bottle, and you'll be good to go.
I think we're good with that.
Yeah,
I feel like he might fall in love with the bottle.
And also another thing.
He might be in love with the bottle. I don't know.
Doosan's pitcher Raul. Ooh.
Raul Alcantara.
Thank you, Joe. He has the most wins in the league with 6.
Yes, sir.
And strikeouts. They're not even top 5 for strikeouts, but.
Well, it don't matter about strikeouts. I mean,
they
then
don't
again,
have a top guy for ERA.
I mean, what's the ERA? 4.07. That's how you just know that the pitching. I mean, that the hitting is overpowered.
Yeah, their hitting is carrying that team, without a doubt.
What's their team average? Let's see.
Oh, and to make it clear, I don't think we cleared it up, but the NC Dinos are 25-7 at top of the league, and then Doosan Bears are 20-12, tied with the LG Twins at they're 20-12 also. They're tied for second in the league right now.
Wait a minute.
And then the rest kind of just. I don't think anything else moved.
Wait,
I mean,
the Hanwha. I think the Eagles. They're 7-26 now.
Makes sense.
They
And
were
that's
not
where you
that
could-
bad before.
that's
They're
where you could see
rebuilding.
Warwick getting traded.
They've been struggling in the rebuild.
Low-key bring Warwick to the Bears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bring Warwick to the Bears, kind of bolster that pitching lineup.
I
mean-
Doosan's pitching has been pretty inconsistent.
Yeah, especially their bullpen. Just throw Warwick in the
Oh,
bullpen,
yeah.
I
That
think.
that bullpen gets me triggered every time I talk to him.
Oh my god, that bullpen has been something else.
Without that, if that bullpen was like decent, they could be near the NC Dinos record right now.
Oh, I mean, they're only 5 games away from the NC Dinos. I could see within the next week or two them coming close to
I mean,
the NC.
They've gotten a win on the
This next
Dinos
series-
each series.
Oh, this next series they're playing Hanwon. So if they don't sweep Hanwon,
Yeah, they got to sweep them.
if they don't sweep Hanwon, I'm done. Because that's 3 games easily to get right close near the NC Dinos. So I
Like-
hope they face Warwick too,
Yeah,
so they
like-
can hit 3 home runs
Like
on them.
Doosan's lost both series versus the Dinos, but they've gone a win up of each series. So
Yeah,
they can beat them. It's just
I thought they got 2 wins on the Dinos this past time.
no. They lost the series
Oh, okay.
because the first game of the series NC won 12-8. I mean the losses this series were close, so they're
Yeah.
getting there.
I
mean, they
really
still-
wish the KBO was on at a normal time because it sounds so much fun to watch.
Well, they do re-air all the games at like 2 p.m. Eastern, but we know you
Not
aren't
fun
awake
to
yet.
listen to, though.
I'm awake at 2 p.m.
Fun to watch, but not fun to listen to.
I mean, I like waking up early in the morning every once in a while and catching the end of like a 5:30 game that usually happen. Because I woke up Thursday morning and there was still a game going at like 9 o'clock. So there was a game going on for like
Was it in
4
like
hours.
extra innings?
It must have been. I wasn't really paying attention. I was still like half asleep, but I woke up and I swear there was still a game going on because I think they were tired of it that it was still going on. And the announcers
They were tired of it when it started.
The announcers were barely even talking.
Wait, so 24. Do we just hate like the KBO or the announcers? I'm confused.
I hate ESPN. I'm surprised that they were able to get them to cover the draft after covering KBO this whole time. That's way too much baseball for their mental capacity to hold.
No, I knew you guys didn't watch the draft on ESPN, but I was watching on ESPN, and they literally used almost the same exact template that they did for the NFL draft. Like when they would pan out,
Of course they did.
when they panned out to the building, like it was literally the same exact template that they used for the NFL. They just changed it to MLB, and I just thought that was hilarious.
I mean, it's by far the best draft in sports. So it's like, why not copy them?
Your dip's getting a little high there.
Yeah, it'll be the best draft when someone here gets in that draft.
yeah.
Okay, our dip is overflowing like through a door right now. It's getting bad.
And when a certain player here gets drafted in the top 5.
Whoa, okay.
All I'm saying is
I don't
Joe,
know.
that
Joe,
commitment day about to go crazy.
Joe, let's speak this into existence right now. You're being drafted top 5.
Top 5. And all I'm saying is, even if I do get drafted, no matter which round, We're gonna have a live whenever that day comes. We're gonna have a
Well,
live.
keep in mind, we don't want to have if we're having a live. We want to start at the beginning of the draft. So you better get drafted early, or might as well go for the longest live stream.
No, we're not gonna do a live stream.
That's
we're gonna
a
have
win-win.
we're gonna have like so a vlog of like the day
Yeah.
of it, you know. So.
Or I mean, we
Stay
live
tuned for
stream
that.
until you get picked up by a team. So hopefully you don't go undrafted.
Might be waiting a while then, but
If he's playing in the MAC, then might go late rounds.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I think we covered the kind of big topics from the KBO over the past 2 weeks. There hasn't been much change except for at the top there with Doosan moving up a little bit, and then NC Dino's kind of staying steady. We have a new leader in average. We got a new home run hitter with Joe's father.
stop with this shit.
And I mean, I think we covered a lot today. We did get kind of controversial there for probably about 10 minutes. So I hope
He's like ugly.
I hope
too,
everyone,
so-
if you don't like it, I mean, you can
Like
skip
that.
over it. I know you're probably
Yeah.
past that part by now, but I think that's all we got. I think that's all we got for today. Anybody got anything else?
Wait, actually, also, should we talk about the resurgence of Aaron Altair?
Oh yes, I did remember us talking about that.
This man's had a bounce back. All of a sudden, his average, it used to be like low 200. Now he has it to 284 with 8 home runs, 31 RBIs.
Yeah,
So
he was
he-
playing good. I remember us talking about that the other night.
So low key, Aaron, I'll take comeback player. No, wait, not. Wait, is there even an award for that for doing shit the first part of the season?
I think no. Remember, we're making up the awards because they only have MVP.
Wait, do we know when the season? Oh wait, no, I found the KBO awards they have here.
Oh, you really did?
So there's a KBO League MVP. There's a Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
There's a Golden Glove Award.
Okay.
KBO Korean Series MVP.
Wait, one single Gold Glove?
I think.
Huh?
I mean, there's no divisions.
There's like
Yeah,
a
but there's multiple players that get Gold Gloves. You know, it's just one single.
I mean, we're just doing the one.
I don't really know
glove.
what a Korean Series MVP award is.
It's probably like the World Series.
And then there's a KBO All-Star Game MVP and then the Most Valuable Player Award.
Okay, so yeah,
Korean.
I think we're gonna add. I think we already talked about this in a later episode or in an earlier episode that we're gonna have. I think like best American player, best Korean player, most likely to move on to the MLB, most likely. To
Yeah, like
MLB.
that'll make it more interesting for us
I mean,
Americans.
But yeah, we're gonna. Like I said, I think we're gonna do that once the season's over, obviously, and maybe even after their. I feel like Korean Series is their World Series, so probably do it all after that so we can wrap
yeah.
it up after the Doosan Bears go on their last dance run.
Wait, low key. So like, obviously, who do we think is gonna be in the Korean World Series?
I think you gotta say NC Dinos and Doosan
Eagles.
Bears right now.
Yeah, no, but like, I don't know. I feel like.
I mean, I don't know. The LG Twins with Roberto Ramos could
Yeah.
make some noise too.
Yo,
I
Chase,
know-
I don't know if we can get a jersey of him.
I mean, have you seen Joe's basement? He probably does already have some jerseys up of him with all
Yeah,
that
you're
other
right.
memorabilia of the Giants and Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's all we got for
Yeah.
today before Joe blows a gasket. So watch out for tomorrow's video, Saturday, for the new Nick and Joe's film room where they're gonna go absolute bananas
Let me give y'all
on
a sneak peek.
a new guy.
Moral
And
of the Nick and Joe's film room: don't sleep on them.
They need knee pads. That's what the moral is.
And then you can watch out for our next podcast on Monday at noon. So
Rest in peace,
like
Brad.
and subscribe. See you guys next time.